Hello and welcome to week 2 of the Gigaton League Power Spot. Episode 3 technically, second with audio.
Yeah, we love audio.
And
Hey,
we're on time this week. Actually, could have went early, but we're busy, so we are here in week 2. As you can see, standings have changed a little bit. There's one pretty notable upset, I think, this week, which we will get to.
I'd say there's two. Personally.
Yeah, we can get to that. So, would you like to hop into the first battle, which is actually the last battle done, which is me versus Nate?
Yeah, do you want to pull up your screen share?
Oh, yeah, I don't have my screen share up. Let me... That would probably help. Alright, and we are back with screen share. So, I'll do the honors for my team. So on my side, I've got Slowking Galar, Arctivish, Darkrai. Two new friends this week joining us are Skuntank and Aromatisse and Skarmory. So I'm bringing, kind of like the same 4 core mons. I feel like these are kind of like my main 4 core. These are the ones like I'm gonna bring a lot of the weeks. Yeah, I feel.
No, I mean, yeah, I think there's some good ones to bring. I mean, Arctivish and Darkrai are kind of like your sleepers.
Yeah, it's then my enabler and my
your...
best defensive tool.
Well, I'd say also Slowking is a really good specially defensive tool.
Yes. And then on Nate's side, Nate has Urshifu Single Strike, Cleavor, Weirdeer, Incineroar, Duraludon, and Meowstic. And I believe it is just Terra on Duraludon.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me double
check. Hang on, I've got it pulled up here. Yes, no Torterra,
yep.
Which actually was surprised. I did do a lot of prep for Torterra this week. Because I think, obviously, I lost to a setup sweeper last week, so...
I will say, I think this is this is a team where you really see, like, I think the issues with Nate's team, where you have... I am still of the opinion of looking at this team, I can't see what Cleavor is doing. I would like to see Cleavor off this team, frankly, if I'm being honest.
I was gonna say, Cleavor's the one that on paper sounds good, but it's just, like, its move is not nearly as spammable as Ceaseless Edge is with Hisui and Samurott.
No, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I also just think...
Because you kind of wanted Scarf to get it set up, but then you only can get 1 layer of Stealth Rocks. It's not like you can get up 3 layers of Stealth Rocks to deal 75% damage to everything.
And I think another thing is, like, you would love to run X or a Stab, but then it's not Sharpness boosted. Well, it is Sharpness boosted, but then you can't run U-Turn. Which, I mean, you can run U-Turn, but U-Turn is Sharpness boosted. And, yeah, that's 2 bog moves, and you're in, like, you got really awkward. I think, actually, Cleavor does have a lot of moves that can use Sharpness, but I feel like not a lot of them... It doesn't want to run a lot of them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it loves running Stone Axe, absolutely. It's probably the most reliable way to get rocks up, in all actuality. And can be really threatening. It's just, it's not that. I think it's got a worse typing than Scizor. It's got issues. But let's get into the battle.
So we're gonna start off with Cleavor versus
Gretchen.
Gretchen. Shout out to Gretchen.
Yeah, we immediately see the power of Cleavor, but as you see, it was a Choice Scarf.
Yeah.
Instead.
And so this Skuntank set, actually, obviously with the air balloon, this was one of my main answers for the Torterra. I actually was running Haze and Taunt on it. So it was very much there to just deny setup sweepers and, switch in on a potential Headlong Rush or Earthquake. But with that not helping, it's not really that useful this game, but we'll see. Lovely little 5%. And so here's Weirdeer, and Weirdeer actually... So...
Oh my god.
I want to pause on this turn. Because this will be important later. That lives. Which is... I don't know the rules on this. I'll have to, look at sets and see,
Give me a second, I can pull them up.
Yeah, if you want to pull up, I'll let this keep playing.
Oh, Nate never posted their sets, so...
Oh. So we don't know the exact rolls, but anyway, that was a lot of damage. So I'm assuming this is probably has to be what, max attack modest?
Yeah.
It's slower than me, so it's not a very fast build. So I doubt it's like timid.
It might be like max HP, max attack.
Cause you can pull up my Skarmory set, because I did post sets and kind of like work backwards from there.
How much did it do?
It did
67 to
82%.
Oh. Oh wait, it's my wait, sorry. Make sure. Yeah, I think that was a roll. I've got it up right now. Max, if it's max attack modest, it is between 74 and 88% on max HP Skarmory.
Because
So
I
it
believe I was
is-
248 HP.
Oh, 248. Doesn't change anything. Yes, you were. Oh, 8 speed F. What we calc. 73 and 87. Okay.
So about a 50% roll.
Yeah, looks like it.
So very,
really
very lucky that I lived this, as we'll see later. But obviously I roost up, lose my typing. As actually goes for a Psy Shield Bash, which is interesting
Yeah,
here.
I've noticed Nate been using this in another league as well. I think Nate's just a fan of the move. I'm not the biggest on it.
I mean, it does work out here, as it makes a very, we'll see next turn, a very powerful stored power. Well, not this turn, I've lied to you. Aromatisse, you know, is a mon I thought it would do more work this week, but there it goes. But it does get the toxic damage, which is actually like very important, and there's no way for this to kill me, so I'm able to get it out this turn, but it does feel really bad basically trading Darkrai for Weird Ear.
Yeah, not really a trade you want to make.
No, Darkrai has not been my best performer.
I don't know. I feel the more I see Darkrai, the more underwhelmed I feel by it.
It feels so mid. I do luckily live that knockoff, and I'm able to get the fish in. And very lucky for me, the Incineroar does not switch here, so I'm able to get the fish's rend. And I'm actually I'm fearing a Thunder Wave here with Prankster, so that's why I switch into Skuntank. But it does just go for a Reflect, which also makes sense. And sacrifices the Cleavor here. And so out comes Urshifu. And here, you know, I think Skarmory's a very safe. Especially, well, you'll see, you know, my set. Nate ran a lot of setup moves, which just kind of get invalidated, unfortunately. By the fact that I am running a Whirlwind Spikes set. And from here, this is basically the rest of the game, unfortunately. I'm gonna speed it up because it is quite literally just 15 turns of Skarmory.
Yeah. I feel like, again, the big issue here is the sets that they chose to run. They have no, like, special attackers, really. And that is, again, an issue with their team. They have to run special Weird Ear, and they're not running, like, an offensive Duraludon set. I think that really, really, really puts them in a bad position, especially against Skarmory.
Yeah.
I think I want to see a change from Nate, and I think getting rid of Weird Ear is the start. Or not Weird Ear, Cleavor is the start. I mean, getting rid of, you know, 2 of their 3 second types probably definitely would help.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't hate, like, Weird Ear hasn't been that bad, especially for a tier 5. It's actually put in fair work.
Again, I think Meowstic as a tier 4 is
Overpriced.
overpriced, dead weight.
And it's a very nice utility mon, but I do agree it's overpriced in its tier. And yeah, I mean, that battle is basically just the Skarmory show. Like, Fish comes in for a turn, Gretchen gets 1 kill, Slowking is quite literally on the field for the single turn, gets knocked off and clicks Chilling Reception. And that's all it does. And then the rest of the game is just Skarmory. So, and we're looking at tier 2 for Nate. I wonder what
I love
would
like
the
a special
trade?
attacker.
There is a circuitry there, but circuitry is kind of not great.
No, I agree.
There's an Inteleon, which is fast, but I believe you do... Well, I thought... Does Nate have... Wait, which Urshifu does Nate... Oh, Rapid Strike, yes.
Oh yeah, no, it's Leon. I mean, Magnezone. Porygon Z.
There is a Porygon Z.
Raikou.
Nihilego.
I mean, they'd probably drop. Yeah, there are good special attack options.
I actually like Nihilego, because that keeps your rock type.
Oh yeah.
So you could drop the
gives you a grounded
Cleavor,
poison.
and gives you a grounded poison as well, yes. I believe you're only poison.
Yeah. And that's no ground poison, really good. That was a really painful battle. I think at 0-2, -8 now. I think
-9.
Oh yeah, I think Nate, my friend, I think you need to make a change, and I think this is a good place to start.
Now, notably, not the only
were-
person at 0-2 -9. So we will.
But we'll get to those.
Well, we'll get to not
This
quite
is-
yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the copium for a little bit for this battle for sure.
I was gonna say, this is a battle where there's a lot of ups and downs for one specific team, where they get very unlucky and then can get very lucky for a little bit.
And then the opposite happens for the other team.
Actually, like, fantastic play from Bacon here, I will say, on
No,
accident.
I think this is a Maggie didn't read what the ability does.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, I don't blame her. I forget what Shield Dust does as well half the time.
Well, I believe Bacon was planning on running Sweet Veil.
She's stupid.
But I think now he's definitely appreciated the appreciation of having your Sticky Web Mon not be able to be faked out. As it just gets you an immediate lead here. And you do get your webs up. And it's a very, very, very scary Volcanion showing up with Flame Charge, which is not something I would have ever expected. Very unfortunate head smash miss.
And that kills.
That kills, which is insane. And
Also, yes. Now, honestly, in a way, I thought it was over here. But then, Fives.
yeah, now Bacon does throw away the Shaman for
100%.
pretty much nothing here, but the Bronzong is at least able to pop that. Fish comes
Was Bronzong
in.
heat proof?
I am not sure. I would assume so. And Fish is able to get rid of the Volcanion. And then from here, it is the Pyroar show. The absolute best performance I have ever seen a Pyroar put on. As
Down
it
goes in one
just
shot.
slams Fire Blasts.
So, as we saw, Terraghost, and this, I think this is a situation where Maggie just didn't read what Terra type it was, or didn't double check.
Yes, because it is Terra Preview.
Yeah, and that is so unfortunate. Where this absolutely changes the if Maggie clicks Overdrive over
Boom Burst, it is game over.
Because I don't think Pyroar lives that.
No, I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
But
this... And then I will say, I think if Maggie, it's still winnable for Maggie here. If Weavile was holding an item, if Weavile had an item called Heavy Duty Boots and had Ice Shard and Knockoff, I think it wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, because it wasn't Specs. Or it wasn't. No, it was Heavy Duty. Yeah, it was Heavy Duty Pyroar. It dies to a knockoff for sure.
Now, this Pyroar also. This is a very
also,
quick
it hit every
battle.
single fucking Fire Blast.
It hit 6 Fire Blasts in a row.
Yeah.
Just like genuinely MVP showing from a Pyroar, which is something I'd never thought I would say. So this is a pretty quick battle. I don't know if there's much else to say. It's just Bacon got unlucky missing a head smash, and then just got very lucky with a bunch of fire blasts, and Maggie just missed or didn't read the Terra type, which is just kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, very, very quick battle. 15 turns.
By the way, the chances, I believe, the chance of it's about a 37% chance to hit all those fire blasts.
Yeah.
My math is correct, which it might not be. But yeah, no, like a little bit of luck. I mean, like again, I do think there was absolutely it was again winnable in two positions there for Maggie. Like if Weavile has, and I feel like in a way Maggie did play a bit greedy with no boots on Weavile or Lilligan.
Yeah, because
like,
that
think,
lets the Pyroar just. Because Pyroar is not like an especially fast one. It's like a middling speed tier, but it's not something.
What's Lilligan speed?
Up to 330. So actually, Pyroar is faster.
Yeah, okay. But I will say, like,
although I do think this was, I think this is modest. So it depends on if this was Jolly or not.
I think the Life Orb on Weavile was a bit greedy for Maggie because you think, what are the walls that are really going to check Weavile that it's not going to be able to one shot without Life Orb?
Yeah, I don't think
you need. And Bronzong,
I
don't
both think
weak to your ice moves and knockoff.
Yeah,
like you absolutely. I think Boots would have been the correct safe play. Like if you instead of like honestly even like 4 attacking moves like knockoff, Ice Shard, Triple Axle, and whatever else she wanted to run, the low kick or something even, would have been really good into Bacon's team. And I feel like she just kind of misplayed. Yeah, so she had like knockoff. So she had Life Orb Swords Dance, which I feel like is really greedy.
That is
especially
very
Weavile.
greedy.
I feel like Weavile is not a good Swords Dance mod because of how frail it is.
Yeah. And then also, like, I mean, you're fighting a team with the best web setter pretty much ever.
Yeah. I feel like Maggie's made a few mistakes. Bacon got very lucky towards the end. I mean, Maggie got lucky in the beginning as well.
Yeah, so like Bacon got unlucky. Like I think the game that head smash hitting would have been very different, as Bacon then would have had Tyrantrum on field, would have still had Skyman.
I think, especially when Maggie didn't have any hazard removal. Yeah, that like it's luck on both ends. But no, I feel like there was a position, and I feel like Maggie just prepped a bit greedy. I think this is now 2 weeks in a row she's brought wide lens on Lilligan, and I'm really not big on it. I get the appeal. If you have hustle, you want wide lens to like negate the accuracy, but I feel like
it just doesn't do enough.
Yeah, where it makes it like worth it.
Because like if you're on like a 70% accurate move, it only gives you 7% accuracy.
No,
you go
yeah,
up
so
from
like
70 to 77.
Accuracy moves become 88% accurate, which like that's another 8% more. You can round it up to 10, but like I would rather any other item.
Yeah, I do think Maggie had some misplays here, truthfully.
Oh, for sure.
I do think Bacon he did get lucky, but I do think he played well as well, despite the Fire Blast luck. But I think there's not really much else to say. It was a very, very short battle, like we've said.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think Maggie like needs to make changes with the 0-2. I think the biggest thing is Maggie needs to get out of their head, needs to stop being as like greedy with their sets. She's still relatively new to like battling, and I think she absolutely, this team has the capability to be really, really strong. I don't judge it by its score line. A few things go wrong, I think, or a few things change, and I think Maggie's 2-0 right now. Genuinely. Between both these weeks, I think it's entirely possible for Maggie to have won both these battles.
Hey, I mean, of the 0-2 players, she is the closest to being out of that deficit. Where if she gets a very good week next week, which she does fight me, so I kind of hope she doesn't.
So no I think offense. She will. No, but like, I think she has a. I even if she goes 0-3, maybe she makes a change or two at that point. But like, I think she absolutely has the capability to bounce this team around. If she goes 0-3, I don't think she'll be staying 0-4 as well, just looking at her future schedule. I mean, weeks 4 and 5, she plays Cam and Frost. So, at the very least, by the end of week 5, with at the over halfway point between the season, she'll be 2-3 at minimum for sure. If she's not, that means
there's definitely a chance. There's always luck in Pokemon. I mean,
No, there
we will
absolutely
have to
is.
see what happens. I do like she is the closest in a deficit. Like in a single game, she could technically go like positive on the differential.
She could, but like, and like again, the scoreline does not speak for the quality of this team. If you get what I mean.
And now we're going into the third
This
battle.
team, I was gonna say before we go on Maggie's last thing on Maggie's team, this team might be 0-2, but watching those battles, it does not feel like an 0-2 team.
Yeah, it's been two fairly close losses.
Yes, exactly.
And
All right.
going on to the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Bushy versus Frost.
So Bushy's got Mega Scizor, Slowking, Entei, Donphan, Pangoro, and Sneasel versus Hisui and Gudra, Lucario, Regieleki, Ursaluna, Typhlosion, and Lantern. Donphan is against his team. There's a ground type on the field. Do you just want to call it over? Like,
I've only seen this battle once, so I would like to go.
no, I'm joking. So, I mean, yeah, that shows you the power of. And this is actually a really nice, interesting. I mean, yeah, good move from Bushy because now it forces switch and then just do Earthquake. And
now I do know,
like looking at Frost
has stated he did not mean to do Terra Electric on the Lantern. He did. That was a genuine error. He forgot to change his Terra type. So I believe his plan was the Terra. I believe what his plan was the Terra on turn 1.
Oh.
So that way it would be an electric type. So. But I don't know if it would have mattered anyway because it did crit.
Yeah. Also, its Terra type's bad.
But I think realistically, if you're Terra Ice, you don't get one shot most of the time there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to just switch in Raw and an Earthquake, which none of this team wants to.
No, and I wonder if we've said that enough. Also, losing the Flame Orb really bad, but you guys.
You do get an SD up, which is something.
If you're running like offense, like I don't know why you don't just go for like an unboosted Facade or something there because it's still stronger, or a Headlong Rush. And there goes your Ursaluna.
I do like to reflect on Entei, honestly. Like for this team specifically, it was very good prep.
I think the just burn. I think Bushy knows something's dead there. But like,
yeah, it's just what
it's
at this point, what can this team do too? It's a Donphan within a reflect.
Yeah. Sash. I mean, it's probably got Ice Shard. Oh wait, it doesn't matter.
Yes, because it does have extreme speed.
Leftovers. Oh, it's leftovers. Also, Shadow Ball. I mean, it's good. I would have. It's not a spec set even. Oh.
It might be specs, although it might be Scarf actually, possibly.
Oh yeah.
And then, I mean, from here it's just
over.
Yeah, and this really shows the issue with Frost's team, which is just the serious ground weakness. Any good ground type, which most teams should have, you just can't. Like,
the Solar Beam, like
the Solar Beam is an interesting prep.
It's not a good prep,
but it is interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like this team needs to have a change. I think it's so ground weak. The team just doesn't work. There are, like we've said this before. We've said this every episode. There are good tools on the team. It's just so ground weak. Like 3 transactions fix the team.
If the team does not change, it will not win a battle. You can quote me on that if you want. In its current form, this team will not win a single battle. It needs a desperate change, and I think there are so many different ones you can. I mean, Terra Captains are a good start. Frost has 5 free agents available. I think Frost should use all 5 to make changes, and I think then they should beg for more free agents, and
Now,
they should be allowed to have them.
I think Frost was going to make changes before this week, but just missed the deadline. I'm going to actually get with him after we do this and just remind him in case he does want to make changes.
Yeah.
Although, actually, yeah, I think the deadline might already have been passed, actually.
So it would be for week 4, but it might be good to remind them anyway. I think with a few changes, this team will go from a D tier to an A tier team. Genuinely. I think it just takes a few small changes, and this team will be really, really good.
Yeah,
but in its current state,
absolutely agree.
The worst team in the league for sure still, and I cannot see it winning against Frost's schedule. I mean, Frost does have a tough schedule, but like, next 3 weeks are Saya, me, and Brady. Like, those will be, if there are no changes by the end of week 5, and this team is sitting 0-5, this team is in danger. I mean, I think this team will be out of playoffs by that point, sure, but.
I mean, I do want to talk about Bushy's team here. You know, Mega Scissor didn't even hit the field. I think the reflect on Entei was like fantastic prep for this team. Not a typical move you see. Trick Slowking is a very interesting. Obviously, Donphan puts in a lot of work. Even the Sneaselbring like did some work.
Yeah.
But yeah, just good prep. Pangoro has been one of the best Pokemon in the league so far, actually, looking at the stats.
Yeah, it is. Kills that battle? Oh, yeah, killed Ursaluna.
Yeah, it got its 1, and then it obviously did very well week 1. But I mean, just, you know, good prep from Bushy, and Frost team just needs fixed.
And then I'd like to see this team do well.
I would. So I think there's a lot of really interesting tools on that team. And then we have the team, which I think that Kevin's team has probably abused my mistierings the most.
Oh, 100%.
As Zygarde we will... Allowed, I think Zygarde is fine. Zygarde is not the problem, actually, on this team. I think the completely, like, allowed to use Light Clay...
Oh. Should we talk about this team first before we go too far in the battle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Urshifu Single Strike, Alola Ninetales, Dunsparce, Zygarde, 50, Murkrow, and Tangrowth. And then we have Hisuian Typhlosion, Lycanroc Dust, for Alligator, Sylveon, Gastrodon, and Yanmega. Alright, let's jump into it. I will say, I think Yanmega really nice bring against Kevin's team.
Oh, absolutely. I think it is a very, very strong pick here. Yeah. I mean, I think both these teams are actually like...
Gastrodon, I'm a bit unsure of against this team, especially seeing what did end up being brought.
Especially with this turn 2 being a very just immediate freeze dry into the Gastrodon. Obviously, Typhlosion finds the Light Clay. Here comes the Dunsparce. And this Dunsparce is... honestly, truthfully, I always forget about the Dunsparce. I forget that this thing can now hold the Eviolite, and it should definitely not have been a tier 5. I think this mon is a problem, and I think it's going to continue being a problem because behind screens with Eviolite, it just doesn't die. And like, as we see here, you know, teams are like, that's 20% from a Focus Blast, and it's got recovery. It's just... of course, the 2 Focus Misses also don't help the case at all.
I don't understand, though, why Kevin didn't swap it off. Or not Kevin, Camguard didn't swap off till the end. When you have that flying type that can, you know, immune the Earthquake. No, yeah, it raises questions for me.
And there's an unfortunate... Luckily, this Yanmega does not get paralyzed, but it's a 31 roll and then a 27 roll, which is a bit unfortunate. But
that is actually really unfortunate.
Finally managed to get rid of that. And then, of course, you know, here comes Light Clay. Doesn't even have to click Aurora Veil. It just kills.
At this point, it's just Sylveon left. It's going to get those Zack Lurings by Moonblast, and it's going to seem so hard to play. I will say, I think Sylveon as well is really strong in Kevin's team. I think Camguard's team has issues as well.
Yeah, which we have discussed, especially with the lack of defog. Or when your only hazard removal is the
Vivillon and Yanmega.
It's Yanmega and Vivian, so both of your defoggers are quad weak to rocks.
Here's my other issue as well is this is 2 weeks now, and Reggie Drago, one of the highlights of this team that we both pointed out, is yet to make an appearance. Where is Reggie Drago?
I think is a shame, because I would do like Reggie Drago on this team.
No, I think Reggie Drago is spectacular. I mean, in fact, we had none of that Steel Fairy Dragon Core that we said was really good. The only one that appeared for this week was Sylveon. Now, I will say, Urshifu Rapid, or Urshifu Single Strike, pretty damn good in Aegislash.
I mean, same with the Zygarde, too.
That too. But you have Mons on the team that can deal with those, so it still feels like it would have been really good for the rest of the team. Like, what's Dunsparce doing Aegislash?
I had Earthquake.
I mean, yeah, but still, it's Dunsparce Earthquake.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the best parts of this team are yet to be used, and I don't want to make major criticisms until if we haven't seen them yet. We need to see them before I can really say whether or not I think this is a bad team. I mean, I think it is a bad team. I think it's a really bad team. But before I start saying stuff has to change, I want to see them hit the field at least and do something. I know Camguard said they don't like Reggie Drago, which makes me already question why is it still on the team. Make the roster move to get rid of it. You want another Dragon type? There's Dracozolt right there in tier 2. Goodra, I believe, is still available. Yeah. There are absolutely options that you could swap to.
And you know, going down the lower tier, you have Flapple in tier 4. Drampa.
Flapple's pretty good from an offensive dragon.
Yeah, and your Terra Cannon's already not great, so if you would like a different, I'm a big Terra Flapple believer.
No, I can see it. Yeah. Because
there's also Appleton if you would like another grass dragon that's more defensive.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of parts of this team that have yet to touch the battlefield, and I think that just shows the issue with the team. It's not being used properly.
You do have your own Aurora Veil on this team as well.
Yeah. Where's the Boris, which I think is awful. Where is Vivillon to sleep in setup? Where is Malamar, the contrary superpower, which would have been really, really good here, frankly.
Oh yeah, because it hits Urshifu. I mean, it hits the Ninetales for neutral. Granted, you get blasted by Moonblasts. Hits the Dunsparce for super effective.
You don't keep it in for the Moonblast. You switch in Aegislash. You click Iron Head or Flash Cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team.
I think there are options for this team to make plays even without the trades. But I do think there are also trades this team could make.
Yeah. But until this team does something, it's like Frost Kings. This team is yet to prove the value that these mons have. I don't think any of these mons have really stood out so far. Oh.
I'm actually going to save your battle for last, if you don't mind.
Sure. All right.
Before we get started here, we have Brady versus Saya.
So Brady has brought Dragapult, Tapu Lele, Vikavolt, Dreadnought, Gallade, and Steelix. Is that Mega Steelix?
Yes.
Yep. And then Saya has brought Magmortar, Togekits, Spiritomb, Rhyperior, Polion, Mega Heracross. I believe it's Terra Water, Rhyperior, and what are the Terras on Brady's team?
Brady has Terra Gallade.
Oh, and Dreadnought, right?
And, yes.
You can just scroll up and see what the Terras are.
Yep, let me on Brady's team. It is Psychic
No, if
fighting
you go like
Ice.
in the battle. No, in the battle you can like scroll up.
Oh,
and
yep,
it'll show
it's Terra.
you. Yeah.
Terra Water
Water
and.
and water. Wait.
Although I don't think.
Oh, wrong one. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Wait,
Oh,
go
yes.
back. Water and psychic. Okay.
Yep.
So just stab. Meanwhile, Sai has brought Terra Water Rhyperior. Is the one that's is the only one actually.
Yep.
Terra. This is a weird start. I think Sai needs to swap out. This is not a good matchup.
No, not at all. Which he does, luckily. Although Spiritomb does not like taking a Moonblast to the face.
No, in fact,
I
think
I would have just switched Empoleon just immediately.
I would have done the exact same thing myself. Like, sure, you may be worried about Focus Blast, but like...
It's a lot less scary than switching it on a very reliable Moonblast. That hits the Heracross and the Spiritomb for super effective.
Yeah. I think stopping Magmortar is good, but yeah, there's obviously get this weapon.
Actually, like, crazy good reads. And very lucky paralysis.
I mean, I think you still have speed anyway, so...
Yeah, but still, it was very nice to at least get that.
Yeah.
Here comes the Empoleon.
And this shows you how good Empoleon is in his webs.
You get the special attack bonus, although you do take 40% from Psychic, which is crazy.
But like, you just click the water type move and nothing wants to swap in. You click Scald here?
Or a crit Ice Beam also works.
But like, no, that's what I mean. Like, you hit a move. I don't like the Heracross swap here. And this is bad. Something has to die now. I think it's Mega.
And it's your Tier 0 Mega that dies.
So, here's the issue, though. Saya makes a move. There's a move Saya could have made that would have won him the battle still. And that would be you swap in Rhyperior, click Terra. Terra Water.
Now,
it forces Gallade out. Now,
granted,
here's the important thing behind the scenes we need to explain. At the time, Saya did not fully understand how Terra worked. Saya thought it just added water to your type, so he'd still be weak to fighting moves. So, essentially, Saya lost the game knowledge.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate, in hindsight. Because if you hit play...
you end up losing a lot of key pieces to this.
Yeah,
Delayed.
Togetic right here.
You lose Togekiss and Mega Heracross to one Mon.
Yeah.
And Magmortar.
Something had to die. Like, I honestly think with what's left, losing Mega Heracross isn't worse. But you lose Magmortar, you lose Empoleon, so you've lost 3 Mons for when we could have done that the entire time.
Yep.
And because of that, Saya has now lost. It's just...
And actually, this ends up being an even shorter game than the, Bacon versus Maggie game. I will say, actually, Brady has been playing very aggressively this league, and it's been working out so good for him.
It has, but I will say, if Saya understood how Terra works, he wins this battle.
Or it's at least closer, you know, because obviously things do change.
No, I think he wins because Glade dies there, and then I think with the pieces that are left on the field, I think Saya wins.
Because I believe at that point, it would be a 5. I think.
No, Heracross and Magmortar had to die, and I think Heracross is the better one to lose. But like Empoleon clears up.
Yeah.
None of these Pokemon want to take a Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, or Scald from a competitive boosted Empoleon.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So I do think that was absolutely a game knowledge loss on Saya. So, yeah, I don't think Saya's been playing that bad. Like, obviously, it's just game knowledge.
He's never going to let me hear the end of it. So I'm so glad I know he's not going to watch this. But, like, he has not been playing bad. I know he got an earful of it for Will, but, like, no, I think he wins his battle. So I think going forward, now that he knows how it works, he's in a better position. Anyways, he's going to be 2-1 by the end of next week because he's battling Frost. And, like, he has Rhyperior. Like, I mean, I don't need to explain how it work. Yeah. Rhyperior is going to click Earthquake 6 times, maybe 7, depending on if Ursaluna is brought. and that'll be the battle.
And like, I mean, Saya is he's still in the positives. He is, in fact, above me, sadly.
Hell.
And now, you have had probably the 2 best battles in the league so far.
Thank you.
As this is a fantastic game, but I'll let you introduce the teams first.
Yeah, so we have Hannah's team of Neuvern, Megalop, Rotom Wash,
Okay, you didn't have to say it like that.
Comfey, Colossal, and Scizor, and the my team of Primarina.
Okay, that...
Garchomp, Crobat, Drapion, Fortress, and Celebi.
This one is literally a fish.
Odder. But first thing I noticed as soon as I got into this battle, or Seal, sorry. Where's Spectrier?
There is no Spectrier here.
I genuinely cried for joy when I didn't see Spectrier, because it meant things were going to be a lot less terrifying.
So, I mean, as we lead in, Terra types, let me see, it's Terra... What do you...
I brought none of mine.
You only brought... I don't even think you brought a Z move on Celebi, correct?
I did. I brought Grass and Z.
Okay. And then...
and that is Terra Grass Colossal and Terra Ground Combi.
Yes, two, as we've discussed before, 2 very, very good Terra captains, 2 mons that I am fond of. I like both of these mons. I'm using both of them right now in a different league.
No, I think they're really strong. They both work really well with Terra because it gives Comfey excellent coverage. I just went for knockoff. I was like, because, so important note, the Drapion set I built was meant purely to counter Spectrier.
Yeah, so that's Spectrier.
You kind of Spectrier,
don't need it.
I was like, okay, we'll go for some early knockoffs. I guess I can talk through the set. It's a Max Spadef Assault Vest Drapion with 90 attack, with knockoff, Poison Jab, Leech Life, Ice Fang. Because with those EVs, it always survives a +2 Life Orb Mud Shot from Spectrier, which is the only move that can hit for super effective damage that Spectrier gets. So you run that with, and knockoff would always kill unless Spectrier had defense investment, which like I would be shocked it did. So yeah, no, that was the plan for the set. So I didn't really. I was like, okay, let's go for some early knockoffs. We got
very similar to what I did with my gun tank, where the thing I was putting in the counter didn't show up, so I let it and clicked knockoff turn 1.
Yeah, no, exactly. Celebi I went into because like if we went for another Will-O-Wisp, I could natural cure out. I was like, okay, let's go for no surprise. I have to force out. I was like, okay, Fortress kind of like hard counters it, and I was like, I don't think I stay in because Colossus can come out. Guess what fucking comes out? I'm like, okay, I was prepared for it to be Terraing, so I just went for Scale Shot just to get some chip because like it would be good against anything. I don't like this position though. I go for Drapion, and Hannah goes for Foul Play.
So what was your item on Garchomp, by the way?
Oh, Garchomp's Assault Vest.
Assault Vest. Okay, I was gonna say because it was not loaded dice. Because when I watched this live, I was expecting loaded dice.
No, it's Assault Vest. I can actually say the full set. It was, I believe it was Earthquake, Scale Shot, Fire Fang, and Poison Jab.
Okay, it's kind of there to cover all the bases. Poison Jab is there for the Terra Grass Colossal.
Yep, and
regular Fire Fang for Scissor.
Yeah.
And then just EQ Scale Shot for general.
Yeah. And I go for, I think, with Drapion out, I believe I'm like, let's go Poison Jab. It's good into like a lot of the mons. And like, I'm really not worried about this thing. I stay in. It takes a Fire Punch like a champ. And we got a Poison!
Yeah, very, very nice poison to hit. Obviously, it goes down here to the CC, but, you know, you do over half to... Actually, you do almost 2/3 to a Mega Lopunny.
Yeah.
And force it out.
In comes Crobat, because... Oh, hang on. Let me explain the Crobat set. If you don't mind.
You know,
so this is a max attack, max HP Crobat with Adamant Nature. It has U-Turn, Brave Bird, Poison Fang, and Defunct. And its item is Choice Scarf. Why? Because Choice Scarf 0-speed Crobat always outspeeds Mega Lopunny, and a max attack Brave Bird always OHKOs Mega Lopunny. It's also inner focus, so it can't be flinched by Mega Lop's fake out. Yeah. I I thought it was some really good tech. And I knew Megalopony could stay out, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to go for U-turn. If U-turn doesn't kill, I'll go into Fortress, and then Fortress will live whatever it does, and it'll go for a what's it called? It'll hit Rocky Helmet Fortress, which will kill it.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay in. I U-turn out in Garchomp because I'm like, okay, Garchomp outspeeds. I know it's got Scarf. I outspeed, so I can go for Scale Shot or whatever. And well, I actually kind of make the wrong play here. I
Yeah,
should have
so
gone for like
outcomes.
Poison Jab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Comfey coming out. I
Which,
mean,
like,
you're able to
yeah.
get back into Celebi here, which does not like taking the
Which-
U-turn, however.
No, it doesn't. However, it's not a lot. I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm gonna go for Tech Scout what it's doing, and it goes for Toxic, and then it goes for Super Fang. I'm like, okay, let's delete it. We can heal back up a little bit from it. And it goes for Draco. I'm like, oh yeah, that could have been bad. But I'm happy to get a little bit of the health chip off on it. It goes for Toxic again. I'm like, okay, I'll switch to and oh my god, that damage. It just heals up, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was being a Crobat hater, but Crobat has been very solid for you.
Like,
so.
I get free chip on anything that comes in now because it can't stay in. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Broken's dead here. As in comes the Green Beetle. So out comes Fortress as it goes for a Swords Dance. And I'm like, okay, let's go for a Body Press with some damage. It goes for another Swords Dance. I'm actually fucking terrified here. Like, genuinely.
That is very scary.
Yeah. However, I was like genuinely like, I thought the battle was over here, and then I remembered, oh wait, it's Life Orb. So I sacrificed Celebi. I'm like, Celebi's time has come. I go for Megalob comes in. That I was also kind of worried about like Flash or Flame Body, but I remember, oh wait, it can't be. It's gonna be Flash Fire for Terragrass. I believe I went for Ice Beam here in case it Terragrass.
Yeah, and you end up taking out the Lopunny there, which is nice.
Yeah. Here comes Comfey. I U-turn out, and I believe I go for.
Yeah, you get the Poison Fang, which is an interesting tech, but it does pay off because you get the Toxic Poison.
Yeah, because it was better than Cross Poison because I like that like 50-50 chance to badly poison.
Mm-hmm. Which I think I don't remember if you get it again or not.
I don't know, but like Crobat was meant for Lop. I'm realizing at this point, I will say, I was playing this battle to try and not lose.
Yeah. Yeah, you do get other
or
Toxic
try
there.
to lose as little as possible. I'm calcing here, by the way. I think we've seen all of Crobat's Noivern's moves. And so I'm happy to switch in Primarina.
Yeah, because it's Roost, Toxic, Super Fang, Draco.
As I flip turn, and I realize Garchomp's going to live. Because it's a Assault Vest Garchomp.
Yeah.
If we hit this Scale Shot, we win. And we hit it. And this is the point where I realized I won. We go for Poison Jab. It does a little bit of damage. That's fine. We predicted the Terragrass. Primarina comes in. We know Primarina outspeeds. Primarina kills. At this point, I was genuinely like smiling because all my tech had worked. And then dies to poison.
And you get another 1-0 victory. This is a fantastic battle.
My hand, I was genuinely like shaking. I was in the call with Nora and our friend Corin. I genuinely had to like walk outside and just like step away because I was shaking that much. I want to go over the rest of the sets if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I have the chance to. Primarina was actually Covert Cloak, Max Defense, Bold. Or sorry, no, not Bold, Relaxed. Flip Turn, Ice Beam, Moonblast, Energy Ball, 80 Super Attack, 172 HP. Because with those sets, Max Attack Jolly Return from Lopunny was a 9% chance to 2-hit KO, and Covert Cloak meant that it could always fake out, wouldn't flinch it, and then it could Moonblast and would always kill.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only other ones I didn't go over was Fortress was Max HP, Max Defense, Bold, Rocky Helmet, Body Press, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Volt Switch, and then Celebi was Gracium Z, obviously Natural Cure, Leech Seed, Heal Bell, Leech Storm, Protect. Heal Bell was to get rid of the status, which I knew Hannah likes to spread on our teams. Leech Seed for cover, for utility, Protect to like heal off of Leech Seed a bit more, and then Leaf Storm and Terra Grass or Grassian Z, so we could like get at least 2 nukes off.
Yeah. Just overall great battle. I think both sides played very well. Super entertaining game to watch. And so just standing update, going from the top, Kevin is at a very impressive 2-0 plus 10. As I believe he's had, let me see, is it back-to-back 5-0 wins? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, who they fought? Frost and Cam. So I mean, to be fair, like, they have done very well, but they've been facing two of the worst
yeah, I was going to say,
league.
it's the teams that we've considered two of the weakest teams in the league.
I think those teams we've considered the 2 weakest.
Yes. Brady, with his aggressive play, has managed to win. I mean, obviously, he brought several
I will say,
setup sweepers against me week 1.
So here's the question. Kevin and Brady fight this week.
Yes, that'll be an interesting. This is the
also,
battle
me
for
and Bushy
first.
fight.
Yeah,
Wait,
so,
this is literally like, all the 2-0 people are fighting the 2-0 people.
Yes, that's actually that's gonna be a fun week. This is next. It's gonna be a very spicy review next week, I think.
Here's my question for you. Kevin versus Brady. Let's call that the battle for first. Who do you favor?
Oh,
Frankly, I'm favoring Brady.
Interesting.
With how they've been playing so far, I think Brady has shown better battles. That might be because Brady has also played better opponents.
I think both teams are
is,
very scary.
This is Kevin's first challenge. Kevin has had a pretty breezy start so far to the league. I think Brady will be the first person that can really challenge him, and I want to see what he will do.
Yeah, can Brady break through the defensive, the Aurora Veils, the Dunspars?
No, this is literally
the
unstoppable force meets a movable object.
Yeah, it's the very bulky team versus a very setup-heavy team.
Really defensively, so let's see what happens. This should be a good battle.
And you versus Bushy's another one that's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, we're not fighting until Saturday, though, so that'll be like how we end the week.
Hannah versus Bacon, the 1-1 players. But, I mean, to be fair, I don't think you let the records show the two teams. I mean, while they are both strong teams, there's just a difference in experience, truthfully.
Yeah. Maggie versus you.
The battle of the people that are not in last.
Yeah. I want Maggie to win just so Maggie's not 0-3. I do understand.
I do understand, but frankly, I would also like the win.
No, yeah, so I think you both want to win. You guys face tomorrow, so that should be interesting.
Yes, because I have not been 1-2, so this is actually my first week 1 loss since my first league.
Since Lads, wow.
Since the Lads season 2, and I have not been 1-2 in a league since then either.
Wow. Let's see. Cam and Nate battle for the bottom. I favor Nate, frankly. I think Nate will be 1-2. I think Nate needs this win personally.
And we have Saya versus Frost, which I think is
that should be
a Saya win. Truthfully, that is my guess.
No, so if you think about it like this, I think what we were predicting is there will be 3 people. There'll be 2 people 3-0. There'll be 2 people 2-1. There'll be 4 people 2-1, or maybe
possibly even 5 at 2-1. We could have up to 5 people at 2-1.
Oh wow, I don't think so, but let's see.
Well, we could. Because obviously 2 people are guaranteed. 2 people are guaranteed.
So, yeah,
which,
like Bushy
actually, no, 3 people are guaranteed because the winner of Hannah and Bacon is guaranteed.
Yeah.
The loser of Kevin versus Brady, and then the loser you versus Bushy, and then if Saya wins, yes, I'm sorry, and then if Saya wins and if I win, then we have 5 people at 2-1, which is going to be very interesting.
I will say I kind of like it just thematically to be 2 people 2-0 or 3-0 to like 4-2-1, 4-1-2, 2-0-3. You know, it'd be really nice and
I mean, that's
smooth.
where we're at right now. We're at 4 people at 2-0, 4 at
No,
1 and
it's
1.
so nice.
And it's interesting. We actually have 3 people in there's currently a 3-way tie for last.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, so I mean I think that'll wrap it up for this week. So we'll be back hopefully about the same time next week. Hopefully it's not delayed.
Yeah.
So thank you for everyone for watching, and hope we had some interesting commentary.